What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pipeline. Welcome to the pipeline. If you in here, actually, I'm about to start calling it pipeline radio. Pipeline radio, where we do more audio than visuals because our editing skills is down. So, pipeline news radio, y'all come in and park. Feel free to comment when you park. All comments is good comments. Don't really care about the good or bad. I'ma still handle that how I handle that. But y'all come on in. Feel free. Share your thoughts, share your opinions. First of all, shout out to the pipeline. Shout out to the pipeline. Y'all the real MVPs. Y'all the real MVPs. Y'all showed me so much love during this quarantine and this vaccine situation. So, man, shout out to y'all for all the emails, all the CMOS pictures, all the everything y'all could think of. Y'all have sent me that and some articles and everything else. So, y'all the real MVPs. I'ma let y'all come on in. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button for me. It's not even that hard, y'all. Just hit the like button and hit the subscribe and the notification bell so every time I drop, you would be the first one to get it. Hold on, y'all. Let me get set up. So I most definitely wanted to come talk to y'all about my update because I had did the video last night and this is my way of journaling my experiences. Like I said before, like I was getting some of them emails last night and this morning that was coming from the pipeline was kind of crazy to me. I had like 3 emails that like made no sense to me. Like this is my experience. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm just giving y'all my experiences and what I went through during the quarantine and how I feel about the vaccine. To each his own. Everybody gonna do what they want to do to their own discretion. Whether if you vaccinated or unvaccinated, that's just the own personal preference and decision and choice that you have to make for your life and for your future. So some of the emails like, oh, well, why would you put some in your body that's going to weaken your immune system? Like the person who sent it, to me, you could tell like some ain't going on upstairs, right? Or they got a lot of health issues. And that be the thing, like it be a lot of the unhealthy people who don't go to the doctor and get checked out that got so many opinions when they don't even value their health. He like, oh, you could break down your immune system when you got vaccinated. Why would you do it? Why would people still go out and continue to have unprotected sex with randoms and throwaways? Every day, somebody is having unprotected sex with somebody they don't know. Or 9 times out of 10, somebody you don't know. You don't know who your partner is laying up with besides you. So every day, whether if you vaccinated or not vaccinated, this is what I was talking about yesterday. You still got to take a risk or a gamble with it. So nothing is 100% sure. Nothing is 100% guarantee is going to save your life, but the same consequences you would face, the decisions probably with getting vaccinated, you taking the same risk every day. That's what we was talking about last night, taking the gamble with the things we put into our bodies. Not only just the vaccine, the food, the water, unprotected sex, the chances you taking of breaking down your immune system by laying up randomly, unprotected. It's the same gamble on a lot of different things. So maybe the people who emailed me them little three emails that really ain't holding no weight, because y'all know me, man. Shout out to the pipeline. I don't hold back or bite my tongue. And I'm going to call it out if I see it needs to be called out or addressed. And that's the problem that people don't like about me, especially these bloggers who be coming for me. Like, it doesn't matter to me because it's an open floor. YouTube is for educational purpose. You have your own opinion. You can like these videos. You can comment. You can put your likes and dislikes, how you feel about it. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So with it being my platform, this is my opinion. I'm not saying you got to agree or disagree with everything I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm just giving y'all my truth with my experiences and different things I've been through in life and other people's stories who've been through these same similar situations. A lot of y'all out there that listen to me and subscribe to me rock with me because of these situations y'all can relate to or know somebody who's been through a lot of these things that we discuss on my channel. So that's all I wanted to address about that. So before I go into My progress. It's been a little bit over 24 hours since I've been vaccinated. My arm pain. It improved a lot. Like I would say on the scale, like last night I was at a 10. On a scale 1 to 10, and 10 being the highest for pain, I most definitely was at a 10. Night was uncomfortable, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I'm so tired right now as I talk to y'all because I really didn't get no sleep because of that arm pain. But as the day went on and I still didn't take no ibuprofen, I'm still not putting none of that to my body. I'm going to just go ahead and fight it out naturally. You know what I mean? I'm not going to drink plenty of water. Y'all know, eat fruits. That's pretty much what I'm going to do, because they saying the symptoms after you get vaccinated should only last 1 to 3 days, somewhere in that time frame. So now my pain, I would say if it was a 1 to 10, I would give it a 6 now. I would give it a 6. To me, I could feel the healing coming. So I probably do be like this pain, I probably still feel it, I would say, for about another 2 days, I would give it, give or take, because I still can't lift my arm halfway up, but I'm almost at the halfway point. From when I was telling y'all yesterday, like if you was to stand in a militant position, straight up, and you put your hands down to your side, I only could go now close to about my halfway point if I try to reach my arm. But I could lay down on my back and I could lay down on my other side. So it seems like I could tell by the way things is going, it's gonna get better and better as the days go on. So I'm feel pretty good knowing that that pain is going away, because that was crazy to me. That was crazy. When I woke up in the morning, I would say about 6 when I woke up. I kind of had a little headache, slight, like a slight fever or whatever, but it didn't last long. It probably lasted maybe about 2 hours, and then it went away. I did have a dry mouth. I did have a dry mouth ever since I got vaccinated yesterday. That's why they say stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and I could see why, because I've been so thirsty, really, really thirsty, since I got vaccinated. But so far, so good. I have no complaints really. I don't feel like I made a bad decision getting vaccinated. I'm confident in my decision as my personal preference for my body. I'm pretty good about it, and I think everything will be straight in a couple days, and that's what it is. Like ever since I had COVID, when I had caught COVID earlier in the month, like I said, I didn't experience nothing. This has been the most pain I've experienced since even being diagnosed with COVID, is this arm pain. This is very uncomfortable. Like I couldn't even take my kid to school because today was the last day. Far as the break and stuff like that. But they was off last week, then they was open again, baby pipeline for 3 days. So it was cool. It was a short week, but I didn't take her. I let her stay home because I couldn't drive. So with that being said, y'all do what y'all gotta do for y'all. And that's just my update. And I will keep y'all updated again tomorrow every 24 hours. I said I'm only gonna do 3 vaccine videos, because the first one I did yesterday about how I feel afterwards and the whole process. Then today is the update after the 24 hours. And then I'm gonna do another video. And I think pretty much after that, I think that would be the end of my journaling far as the vaccine procedures, the likes, dislike, what I went through, my experiences, and just to give the people who's not vaccinated just something, a heads up on what to look forward to. Now, everybody's body is different. The vaccine can affect everybody different, but I'm just giving my experiences just for the people who haven't been vaccinated, just so they can know kind of like what they facing. Of course, they story's not going to be as similar, but one thing that is in common is the sore arm. I mean, everybody who has got vaccinated everybody keep talking about this sore arm. I didn't know about it because I wasn't vaccinated, so I didn't carry those kind of conversations. You know what I'm saying? I didn't carry them kind of conversations in my day-to-day life because I wasn't vaccinated. It didn't really bother me to ask some kind of questions. I was more so curious about COVID, what to look out for when you catch it, what to do when you catch it. That's the stuff that caught my attention. So that's all I could say as far as that is concerned. So let me see. What else did I want to say? Shout out to the Diesel. Shout out to Win Minister. Shout out to my big bro 420 East. Shout out to my big bro JT the Bigga Figga, man. Like, Y'all know JT the Bigger Figure is one of my favorite entrepreneurs of all time, especially black men of the black culture. Regardless of how a person feel about, to me, with a person doing a personal life, you kind of just really in somebody else's business, and that really ain't your lane to really get off into what other people got going on. But far as when it comes to good and doing for the culture and being independent and standing for something, yeah, you got to give JT his flowers. You most definitely do. You can't take the hustle from him. You can't take the knowledge from him. And when it comes to this independent game, I ain't never seen nobody move or do or accomplish the things that JT the Bigger Figure has accomplished. So I was watching Clubhouse last night. I was watching Clubhouse, and I was seeing how like how JT the Bigger Figure name came up. I don't really know. Like the part I caught, it was just pretty much like about, I think it's like 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. And Wack 100 was coming for JT pretty much for no reason. It's like, what made them bring up JT in the discussion? So y'all know me when it comes to these connects and networking and where I come from and the God that I serve. The God that I serve, make things possible, make dreams come true. I believe in the impossible. Having faith, ambition, and determination will most definitely get you where you need to be, and you'll end up in the right hands of the people that you need to be around. And I'm one of those persons who have been through many of those journeys with a lot of good people and a lot of bad people. So with that being said, let's talk about when JT pulled up to the pipeline. Because what Wack 100 is saying, it ain't really, to me, hold no weight with JT the Bigger Figure and what he has done. Wack 100 to me has never done the amount of work that JT the Bigger Figure has done, especially with what JT is doing over there in Africa. So it took me many a years to get in touch with JT, many a years. I always looked up to JT. I wouldn't even say necessarily looked up. I would say I always respected his hustle. I always respected the knowledge that he had within himself when it comes to this independent game and when it comes to entrepreneurship. I think anybody could relate to him that way, male or female. The work he put in and the things he made happen, it's like he the underdog to me, but the whole world know who he is. He is a worldwide name. So with that being said, my guy did make a way for JT to pull up to the pipeline. Took me many a year, something I have always wanted to do and accomplish. So we're going to run this video back because what Wack 100 is talking about, JT never changed his story. Even when he pulled up to the pipeline almost a year ago, JT has been singing the same song for many a years. What makes it believe it's the truth? Because a person ain't going to keep saying the same story without missing a beat for so many years. It got to hold some kind of weight and it got to hold some kind of truth. So I'm going to scheme through the interview so when he pulled up, we can decipher what Wack 100 is talking about versus JT never changing his story on what he said happened. Let's go ahead and let's subscribe. Let's get them lights up. Let's comment. Today, y'all already know I brought him to the table, brought him to the panel. One of my brothers, one of my favorite entrepreneurs of all time. Y'all sleeping on JT. JT, let them know who you is.
Hey, how y'all doing? God bless, God bless. Happy to be here, showing love, getting it all together. I'm here, man. I got my children. Let me see you walking out of the room.
Hey, man, hold on. If you in here, hit the like button for me if you in here. Man, who could get JT the Bigger Figure to pull up? Come on, man. Quit playing with me. Let's go, Pipeline. Hit the like button for me. Let's go.
You know, I'm a father. Let me represent that side of him.
Most definitely.
I'm a husband. You know, I love my wife and my children. I've been in the rap game since the 90s. 92 to be specific. Get Low Records, my first record company I started. So that's how
Now, like Wack 100 was trying to say on the interview, JT been saying that the game, I think he said something about it was something about with, I think is it on iTunes or something. I think the game album or something is under Get Low Records. JT said the same thing today on his live, or yes, I want to say earlier today on his live, versus what Wack 100 is saying about the game. So he about to go into the detail. Let's go.
Got in the game, doing my own thing, you know, making my own beats, putting up the money for my stuff. I had some help in the beginning. So shout out to my big cousin and them believing in me, putting them few thousand behind me to get started, and then I just never stopped. I'm 47, and I started when I was 14.
Now, JT,
That's
JT.
1988.
Now, everybody want to know, JT. Everybody want to know exactly what year was it that you signed the deal with Priority Records?
1995.
Okay, now in 95, was you and Master P on the same level, on the same label, or you introduced him to the label game, the business, how we go with the labels? Because that's where a lot of people keep getting confused at with the whole you and Master P situation.
Me and Master P started in 94 as what I did for him was in 94. And all I did was taught him and got his buzz up. No artist was working with Master P. I'm the first artist to work with Master P outside of EA Ski and K. Lou. But as far as a popping name in 94, it was JT Bigga Figga.
Facts.
And I produced a few tracks. Produced a few tracks on his project, Ghetto Trying to Kill Me. He got his album cover did where I did my album cover at with Funky Fat Graphics. I showed him how to do whatever your future album coming. I taught him how to put the albums on the inside of the cover before they come out. So it was advertising for the new project before it came out through the project that you released. That's something that I started. I put out 10 albums in 1994. So nobody released more music than me as an individual or a label, an independent label. I put out more artists. I produced all the music. So that non-stop dropping product, that's what I taught Master P.
Okay.
And in 95, the labels came, Atlantic Records, a bunch of labels came to sign us, to sign whoever was hot. RBL Posse, JT the Bigga Figga, Brother Lynch, and I just went with Priority Records for distribution only. I didn't want to sign as a rapper, and Master P followed in my blueprints and came to the same label, Priority Records. So
now, everybody know that story. Like JT has said the same story many years. So what is on Clubhouse? On Clubhouse, they like, oh, JT want to take credit for everybody work. How? When it's his own work and he been independent and got his own bag and invested in other artists. How is that taking work for other? How's that taking credit for other people's work when I'm piggybacking off of my investments? This is an investment. So how I'm being credited for saying I work with other people and I built their careers. If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be who they is. So to me, I got to go with what JT is talking about. I don't think what Wack 100 is talking about, his facts, whoever, they facts wasn't together. Because even if you follow JT all the way back to the 90s and early 2000s, the story has always been the same. He never has changed his story. And what's the reason on why they even brought his name up? Just with all them being men and everything going on with the police violence and these murders getting killed, why is Wack 100 so into all this confrontation and bringing everybody else down, all these other men? Like, what is it? Let's go.
He had earned his way in 94 also by dropping West Coast Bad Boys. And he dropped his solo project. What else he did with King George and MTR?
Right, I remember that. But JT, you know, one of my, and this is a fan mail question, JT. People in California for some reason keep saying that they Master P paid you to rob Tupac. Can you speak on that, my brother? And it seemed like that's, to me, a conversation that they was having, which made it seem like when JT went live, what made him have to break the thing down, because it was like they said something about the whole situation with him robbing Tupac. But my fans, when they knew, I'm not even going to say fans, my subscribers, I apologize for that, my subscribers, when they questioned me about it, when they knew JT was coming to the pipeline, they was like, everybody wanted to know what the main question in the emails I was getting was about the Tupac situation. What happened with JT the Bigga, Figga allegedly robbing Tupac, or the whole Tupac situation? That was the fan fave. Everybody wanted that. That was the main question everybody wanted to ask. So this is soon as at the beginning of it, when he pulled up, I bought it straight up like the second or third question. Let's go.
Man, I didn't even know Master P in 1991. So that's first and foremost.
Okay.
1991, Richie Rich from Oakland made a song, and it's a song called Taxi. No, matter of fact, let me see. No, hold on, let me get it right. It was on the Governor, the Gov from Oakland.
Okay.
Gov put his EP out. His EP he put out called The Governor Taxi. And he had a song on there with Richie Rich and Tupac. And Richie Rich had put in the song, I got some broke ass film old niggas trying to rob me for my gold tones because his grandmother said.
Listen, I YouTubed that song. I seen it. I heard that song when he did it. I just listened to that last week.
Yeah, and it wasn't, we didn't have beef with Tupac. It was film old niggas that was on Richie Rich. We was on Richie Rich. And Gov just happened to be there, and it was his song. So he had to deal with it, and Tupac happened to be there. So shit, it just turned out that whooped them niggas. That's it.
Okay.
And he got his shit to. I didn't rob him. Like I just tried to.
Right, because you know how the streets be talking. So that's pretty much how the story went. What? I don't understand. Like after all these years and all the time went by, what was the point in even them? To me, either bringing JT name up in the conversation and just slandering his name and his character when JT has been over in Africa helping villages and building water wells. What would be the point of them even throwing him in that fire with all the other shit that Wack got going on? Do y'all think that's a play being ran, or what y'all think is going on? Because it was just weird how they just brought it all up last night, and then I seen JT do the reply, and other bloggers reply like, oh, they did a response video, like JT replied back to Wack, and this and that and the other. And I'm like, that's crazy, because when he came to the pipeline, everything JT said on his live, it was the same thing he said on the pipeline a year ago. And if you follow him, people believe you gonna ride with JT, or you gonna believe Wack 100. Because to me, JT blueprint speaks for itself. Wack 100 ain't doing what JT doing or has done. Let's go. Right, you know how the streets be talking. They just putting their little spin on it. I'm like, nah, that don't even sound right. Like that was in 91. I said JT.
Right. Every rapper that came to Frisco, if we didn't like them niggas, we beat them niggas up. Period.
True.
And it was a lot of jealousy. It was just that niggas was shining and shit. We was just regular street niggas. You know what I mean? We wasn't into rapping and shit just yet. Then in 92, that's when I started looking at the rap game. That's
Let's get the lights up. Let's get the lights up.
When I did in 91, it was already too late. And, you know, same thing with Mac Dre. Shit,
rest in peace, Mac Dre. JT, I didn't know how powerful Mac Dre was until about 2007. He was a legend. A lot of people still don't know his legacy and where he's from.
Let me tell you this, though. When Mac Dre got out of jail, I'm the first person he saw. Out of every rap nigga, street nigga, I'm the first person he saw. And I taught Mac Dre how to drop compilation projects. And the first project he put out was called The Rompilation. And me and him on the song, and I produced the song. And I taught him how to do multiple projects. That's why Mac Dre started dropping all them projects back to back to back to back.
Okay.
I told him that when he got out of jail.
Okay.
And they can't cut me out of history.
They can't.
And then Mac Dre, though, the cold part about it, when he died, that's when he went to legendary status, even though he was legendary already. It's just the fact of, you know, you get more legendary. The radio wasn't playing him till he died.
Right. Now, JT, I'm glad you brought that up. Because here's my thing. What is it with our people that we don't want to give people their flowers until they dead? They did it with Nip Hustle. They did it with Mo3. I mean, all these celebrities, these rappers, they don't get their shine until they gone. Why do you think that is?
Well, it got something to do with the same thing why we love Jesus so much. Nobody didn't love Jesus while he was here.
Yeah.
But But when he died, everybody started loving him. So you could trace it right back to that.
True.
You know what I mean? You could trace it back. You trace it back. We love you when you did.
Yeah.
Then we acknowledge you. They was making R.I.P. JT the Bigga Figga shirts when I was in the hospital. When they put the word out, I killed. But I wasn't dead. I was in the hospital.
Right. That's crazy to me with people, you know? Now, JT, for these rappers, a lot of these up-and-coming rappers, we see them getting these whole 360 deals and blowing through their money, and then you see them back on the block. What advice can you give to the up-and-coming artists who signing these deals and don't know how to get out, or other ways on putting their money in better places as far as investments? What some words of advice do you have for some of these young brothers and some of these young artists that's going in and don't have a clue of what's going on behind the scenes with the spreadsheets and the money?
Well, first of all, if you a young nigga in this rap game, let's say 18, 17, 19, 21, and you ain't got no money already, if you coming from money, you can take your time. Mm-hmm. But if you a young nigga in the game, or even if you in your 20s or 30s, and don't have your money right, it's hard for you to say, I'm turning down the deal. And your buzz is up. Yeah. You know you could die any day still being in the hood. Mm-hmm. You know, you could go to jail.
Hold on, y'all, my fault.
Fucking around, doing that black man shit, the hood shit. Yeah. So therefore, when the first opportunity comes for 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, that's something that a person got to look at and say, man, you know, of course you should do due diligence. I'm not saying go into nothing ignorant, but when the deal come your way, most times brother gonna take it. Because I might not get another chance. Especially with niggas dying every day, then rappers dying when they just get signed, get killed a few days later, all that shit. Yeah. So my advice would be to get educated while you making all them beats and songs or whatever. You need to be educated on terms and conditions. Deal points. You know, the deal point. What deal am I signing? What's my publishing? What's my touring? What's my merchandise?
You know. And what made me play this interview, y'all, because everything JT said on his video today is the same thing he said when he pulled up to the pipeline. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in this story. So when the Clubhouse interview come last night, and they get to saying like, oh, he taking people credit for people's career. He ain't do this. He ain't do that. He ran off with people money. The story has never changed. It didn't. So I'm just trying to put two and two together, listening to Wack and listening to JT's side of the story, right? Because everything, like I said, it been validated for years. Let's go. Because he going to talk about the Zaytoven situation. He about to talk about the game situation. Everything Wack 100 is saying, JT talked about it on the pipeline almost a year ago. Let's go. I talked to an artist, JT. I talked to an artist who's been in the game for 10 years and never heard of a spreadsheet. I said, you need to sit down with your management team and your lawyer if you don't know what a spreadsheet is in this industry. Let me speed it up a little bit. I said, what?
Distribution, but they cut us out when they cut the stores out. That's how everybody in the 90s got popular. We printed up our own.
I'm going to skim through it, y'all. I'm not going to play the whole thing.
In control of your destiny. Now, when you put your shit out, niggas putting their shit on YouTube. They putting it on all these little mixtape sites that might not monetize. Yeah. But if it go on Spotify, then it's some money coming from that.
Now, JT, was you still hashtag free game when you landed your Trapflix deal? I think I seen an interview with you talking about
the deal.
I mean, what was it that you went to the label with and gave them they proposition on? Was it your independent label, or was it the whole Trapflix meeting that was real big for you that opened up? I asked some very key questions. I asked the questions that the people wanted to know. This interview, this was a different kind of pull-up JT was on. He straight talk, honest, ask me whatever you like. Nothing is off the records. So I went with not only the questions I wanted to know for self, but the questions that we all have wanted to know about JT the Bigga Figga. How did he get Netflix? How did he start? What made him go to Africa? What happened with the Tupac situation? I asked every question that the pipeline wanted to know. Shout out to the pipeline. Hit the like button for me if you in here. Let's go.
Trapflix is independent still to this day. Right. I'm about to relaunch, God willing, in a few more days. Okay. It's an app and a website. I own it 100%. Okay. So any company that was talking about doing a deal with me, they was trying to buy my company. Okay. Which I wasn't trying to sell because I knew I came up on something. Mm-hmm. Before Jay-Z was titled, I was Trapflix.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't nobody did what you did with that Trapflix.
And now that I've been gone almost 5 years, this is almost 5 years now. Mm-hmm. I kicked it off. The bootleggers made me famous in all the households around the South and the East Coast and the Midwest. And then I started getting popular in the West Coast. I was telling niggas that, look, in 2013, 2014, I seen the open market of the movie business is doing independent films make you more famous than your album damn near.
Speaking of independence, well, let's get into this whole, speaking of independence and movie and what you did with your Trapflix movement. What is happening and what is going on with you and Curtis Snow, and do you ever think y'all will be able to work again?
Well, first of all, me and Curtis Snow, he was already a legend by making his movie on Netflix, which is a worldwide platform. So he had the fame of Netflix, but he didn't have the ability to keep making movies. This was a nigga who made a movie, and somebody else made it for him, which cut him out of continuing to make movies. Oh. He met me. I had made a movie. When I made my movie in Atlanta, with Future and Snoop Dogg and Migos and Young Thug and all these niggas before they got popular. That's what made me a legend on my first movie down south. Even though when Master P had dropped his movie, I'm About It, I dropped my movie Where It Goes. But I wasn't priority, I was doing it as an independent.
Right. Y'all go check out JT movie, y'all, that he produced and filmed. He got Snow on the Boots, and then he got the Independent Game. Y'all go check that movie out. Y'all go to Trapflix and watch it when y'all get time. Now, y'all got to understand, when this was done, right? When this was done, this was my first major interview with somebody, to me, legendary. My nerves was through the roof. I was nervous. Y'all got to understand, this has always been a dream of mine, to be able to have a conversation or a meeting with this man about independent. When you independent, male or female, and you to this entrepreneurship business, and you've been doing it and grinding for so long, and you see people around you doing it, and people that you look up to, like, okay, I see they doing what is they doing that I'm not doing? How is they able to capitalize on everything that they touch? It's a secret behind this. I need to find out what is the secret to this independent game that JT got going on, because I don't think the world, from where we from and how we grew up in the areas we come from and was raised, we ain't seen nobody accomplish the things that JT the Bigger Figga has accomplished at his age and still living. With all these rappers dying and he going to other countries and doing all this, man, this is epic. This interview was major and it's everything for me. Let's go. Independent Game, Dirt on My Boots, and it's a whole nother stream of his music. Y'all just go to Trapflix, subscribe, and tap into it.
That's what gave Curtis Snow a new life. That now you got a nigga with you know how to make movies, and I'm making a movie every month for a year straight. Yeah. So I put out 10 movies in 2014. Just like in '94, I put out 10 albums. Once I learned how to do it, that's when I say, shit, I'm gonna flood the game to guarantee I'm gonna be a legend in this shit. No matter what happened, they can't cut me out of history because I drop more movies than anybody else.
You a worldwide name, JT. It ain't no way nobody don't know who you are. Like I said, I brought you to my discussion board many times. It's just about how I feel like you one of the ones who actually made it out with no fuck shit behind it. You and your family, you know what I'm saying? You and your wife been down for so long. You helped so many people in the community. You gave back. You mastered the music game. You mastered your own production company. It's not too many things that you don't touch that I feel like strikes gold. So I'm glad that you came on this platform and gave the people some real love, because a lot of these artists is dying in their own cities. And every time I hear about these artists dying in their cities, I think about you and how they try to kill you and take you out, but that wasn't God's plan. And you still continue to prosper and move and strive and take care of your family. You have an amazing story, my brother. I'm glad you was able to come in and let the world hear some of your truths, if not all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, what I learned, I can say I got it from Minister Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. They the one told me to sign a 360 deal. He the one said, don't give my publishing up. If I would have never listened to him, I wouldn't even know how to be independent. But I studied up under Minister Farrakhan, one of the most independent men that's hated, but they never could cut off his water. They could never stop his blessing. And the same thing happened with me. No matter what hate came my way, no matter what obstacles, I learned that God is the source of all my power. As long as I stay tapped in with my God-given talent, I'll never be broke. I'll never be ass out. Even if I'm down, if I ain't dead, then that means I still got action to bounce back. And that's what God has shown me and everybody who watch me. Man, somebody is keeping this boy alive. Somebody's keeping him protected. Somebody, even when niggas try to rob me, I wasn't letting a nigga rob me because that go against my religion. Man, you're not taking that from me. You finna have to shoot me, boy.
Right.
And that's what happened. And then they shot me and forgot to get the money. So,
now,
you know.
Now, JT, I think this is one I want to, do you think that's a blessing, my brother? Do you think you will ever go back to Atlanta or California again? Boom. This is what I want to bring it to. Boom, y'all. On the video JT did today, he's in Atlanta right now. He in Atlanta today as we speak. Yesterday, today is live. He said he was in Atlanta. Wack 100 was like, oh, he ran to Africa. He can't come back to California. He can't come back to Atlanta. It's crazy because I brought that question up a year ago in the interview, and he in Atlanta today. I just asked him this question almost a year ago. It's crazy how this thing called life work. Let's go.
Yes, when I move back or whenever I come back, I live in Atlanta. I own land in Atlanta.
I know that's right.
That's where I'm still. I still own my shit. Now, California, I can only go visit there because I don't own nothing there. And that state is going to hell every single day. That state is going to hell based upon the way they treated the people. Now you got people sleeping in tents and sleeping on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit is not only finna be in Atlanta, in California. I heard they sleeping like that in Atlanta now.
Yeah,
so
that's
the fall of America is something that I learned about. The fall of America, meaning that since I learned the prophecy that America must fall, this is a modern day Rome, a modern day Babylon. They stole all the blacks. They got rich off the blacks. They stole what way that the country is finna prosper moving forward. The people in the country don't even know that God is doing this to the country because of what they did to us. They for 300
Yep, he showed the original Johnson. He do on land over there. That boy own a lot of land.
It took 64 years to turn a black strong man who believed in God, know his language and his culture. It took America 64.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to giving JT his flowers, we got to do that. What would be the reason or why Wack 100 would come for JT, the bigger figure, when JT been feeding his people, doing what he got to do, giving back and all that? What would be this discussion to come for him behind the game? Is this behind the game and Wack 100 getting into his personal feelings about JT discovering the game? Is this what this about? Because what was the whole point in bringing it up on the Clubhouse? Let's go. He gonna talk about it. It's coming up.
Niggas and Negroes, people that can't read, can't write, but they can talk.
Right.
But they don't know where they come from. Mm-hmm. Our people only know white people taught us. That's why we still kind of like in the same position, even though knowledge have come to us. We just don't listen because we hard-headed and we spoiled.
Yeah,
welfare spoiled us. ET spoiled us. Section 8 vouchers spoiled us. All of these things put us in a position where you got 5 generations of people who still live in the same project. Even though somebody could have said, man, I'm getting the hell up out of here. But people like, shit, the rent only $80. I'm staying right here for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
$80, I can't. So why the hell I'm leaving if I'm paying $80? Nigga, I got a roof over my head. You know what I mean?
Right.
A kitchen, a bathroom, a living room, and it's $80. But that whole thing of me learning knowledge from the minister made me move in a different way. As I seen the tide change and the direction changing, I move with the direction. In a minute, you're gonna see so many Black Americans, artists and all, that's coming to Africa to come set up shop.
Yeah, I see what you doing down there, my brother. I see it. They coming. What you doing down there in Burkina Faso, man? Salute to you, my brother. You doing big things down there. No, I've never seen nobody in our time, in our generation, even attempt to pull what you pulling down there. And you really you prosperous down there, my brother. Keep doing the good work for sure. For sure.
And now I'm in Kenya. See, I started in West Africa, but my folks say, bro, I live in East Africa, bro. You need to come over here. They speak English. If you think you just made progress in Burkina Faso and nobody there could understand you unless a translator tells them what I'm saying, but they knew my actions was authentic, that's why the country got behind me.
For sure.
That's why Burkina Faso got behind me. They seen that I knew how to come and use my blessing to help the less fortunate, to help the less fortunate artists, to help the producers get on, to help ladies that make clothes. Man, I sell them clothes like a motherfucker. Them damn shirts and African shirts, they cost $3, $4.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about that too. I'm gonna talk to you about that too, JT, because I know you don't accept donations and doing things you got going on. But I do want my company. We're gonna donate some face masks to you guys down there. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna stay in touch with the email. You let me know where I can send these face masks to down there. So you go ahead, do what you do. You know what I mean? Just some donation with everything that's going on in the COVID. We'll send a case of face masks down there to you all.
Yeah, come on with it. See, that type of stuff is what the people in Africa appreciate, any love gesture. The people in America are shit on you because you didn't give them enough face masks. You didn't put no money with it. You didn't put no shoes.
Right.
You didn't give them.
And that's real, y'all, because as much as we talk about, y'all, it's like this thing called life is about giving back, helping your community, helping your family members, giving back to the people you love. If you can't work hard to do that, what is you working hard for? You're not just working hard just to pay bills and take care of your kids. You put yourself in these situations to also be able to help your mother out, help your grandmother out. It's all about giving back. So when people say JT doing all this scamming and he doing all this, if that was the case, man, I think that man would be dead by now. Knock on wood, hope don't nothing never happen to that brother. But I'm just saying, with all these allegations that people got on him, he's still living and breathing and walking around the United States, walking around Africa. If he had all these bags on his head, I mean, come on. God did save his life and change him, but it's like, it's like moving forward. I just think we need more unity as a people, man, and all races and all this division that's going on with these platforms and these media outlets is causing a lot of tension, and it causes a lot of bloodshed. A lot of these platforms and how they run their content. Let's go.
No shirts, you didn't give them no food. So now they looking at you crazy, like you giving us 5,000, face masks over here for our project. Where the money at? We're something.
Yeah, that's how our people is. It's sad how Americans, the mentality is with people with over $1. You know, like you were saying last night, you know what people would do for $1? That's why I tell people ain't no loyalty in this shit. People out here prostitute themselves and their kids and even homosexuality. That will even go through all for $1. The almighty dollar on people how really will sell their soul and give up everything, their morals, their ethics, all for greed. It's sad. It really is.
And they give it up for the ability to come back to the hood and say, look at me, nigga, look, I got a house. Look, nigga, I got Benz, nigga, nigga, look at my chain, boy. Yeah, but you just suck somebody's dick, boy.
Right.
Mr. Goldberg,
Facts.
nigga, some of your body parts, nigga.
Right.
You come around bragging, nigga, but you ain't telling us the dark side of this shit.
True.
That is real reality.
JT, now this is I got a fan mail. I got a fan question for you. One fan want to know is, did you have this? Ain't my I'm question. Not gonna play that part. Niggas in the hood just want to run with because they don't know how to accept success. When motherfuckers doing good, they do anything to tarnish your name, your image. That's all I believe that is. Cause I don't see not one gray area in your book. We ain't perfect, but you solid when it come to that business.
Think about it. I started it as a teenager at 14 years old. I put my first project out at 18 years old. I don't sell dope. I don't sell weed. I don't sell pussy. I don't do credit card scams and profiles. I don't do licks. So therefore, my whole, in my movie, I'm a scandalous nigga. But they start putting the scandalous nigga on the person that's me. When I'm making movies, man, I know how to do this foul shit.
Yeah. So is that what the discussion on Clubhouse was last night about when Wack 100 said JT is scamming people and this and that and the other? Now JT just broke it down. In my movies, I play this scandalous role and do this and that and the other. But then they started attaching the image and character to me in real life. And that's when all the stories started coming about. Is that what all of this was about on last night on the Clubhouse? Because for them to even bring that up and everybody knows was associated, it seemed like with JT, they let us say that stuff about him. But then when he just broke it down, it kind of makes sense. So you got to kind of read in between the lines on, is JT being 100 or is Wack 100 them clout chasing? Like, what is the whole deal for them to bring that up? Because JT's story has never changed. I'm just here because I did the interview and I'm a JT fan. I don't really care for Wack. I don't. That's my own personal preference though. It just seemed like he's getting too messy. It's like his platform, he built a good platform to do what he have to do with these artists, you know, his platform and this and that and the other, these interviews and stuff he doing. But why all of the confrontation all of a sudden? It's like every time you look up, he's into it with this person, that person, this person. What is all this confrontation coming about all of a sudden coming from Wack 100? And then the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. Like, I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying. Let's go. Comment and tell me what y'all think.
But when it's my life, man, I'm blessed. I would have, look, if I was a foul person, man, I would have been dead from AK bullets. Man, foul niggas don't survive them type of gunshots.
Fact. Now, JT, do you mind going back to that day? Because a lot of people still don't know what happened with you getting shot. Do you mind? Heard that. Let me see. It would be like, the shit it gotta be calculated the right kind of way. The shit don't add up. But I never respected a man who took from another man. I never respected your death 100 times before you got shot. Reiterate on that.
Well, seeing my death was basically being in the streets at any moment. That's why I stayed with 3 guns on me. I never was a nigga. For that day, I had 1 gun in my back pocket, but they had 3 machine guns on me. So you can't pull a draw on the draw. That gets you killed. Drawing your gun on a nigga who already got a gun drawn, that gets you killed. So I was smart enough not to draw my gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
See? But I seen my death, meaning that I didn't see me dying. I just seen that a situation of death is coming to my doorstep. I'ma stay strapped. I bought bulletproof cars. I bought bulletproof vests. I always was by myself. I'm the only nigga that ever came to Atlanta and went to every hood and got money by myself without no nigga with me. Yeah. There's no nigga from Atlanta that could go to every hood by himself because it's too much beef. But by me coming to the city, I didn't have beef with niggas. I only got threats from niggas saying niggas gonna rob me. And I'm like, shit, well, you got to do it then, boy.
That last comment, I didn't see y'all.
You can't fake this, nigga. I'll live this shit for real. I'm from California.
Y'all go. I didn't see that last comment that just came through. Shout out to y'all came in here and comment. I appreciate that. Feel free to comment and share your opinions because I'm just trying to understand. Like I'm telling y'all, the Clubhouse interview really just took me by surprise because we know what Wack 100 kind of platform been doing. We seen him get into it with Charleston White. We didn't seen him get into it with all these people. But out of all people, I never thought it would have been a situation with JT and him. Well, JT ain't got no issue with him. Just Wack brought it up. But then when I thought back on the interview that I did when JT pulled up almost a year ago to the pipeline, I said it all makes sense. Everything that Wack 100 is talking about and what JT said today on his live, everything they both were saying, JT had broken down on the pipeline. So that's what made me be like, okay, let me let the pipeline reiterate on this interview so we can understand what was the whole situation with Wack 100 coming for him. Was it behind the game? Do Wack feel like JT owe him some bread or something? Like, what was the point of it? And then they tried to drag his name. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So is Wack 100 just creating unnecessary beef for content and views and subs in a bag? Or is he really in his feelings about how he really feel about JT? Let's go.
Nigga, I ain't no down south nigga. I'm a California nigga, but I respect down south niggas. But one thing, man, I never let a nigga take nothing from me without gunfire. I never let a nigga play with me. Because out in Atlanta, that's where I lived my shooter life. I didn't live no shooter life in California ever.
And that's why people want to know, like, well, dang, they was like, well, ask JT, will him and Curtis Snow ever work again? I said, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to see what, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to hopefully see y'all work together again. Because y'all was a good team. Y'all did good work together.
We did good work, but his loyalty wasn't to what God was blessing him to do. He didn't see that God was blessing him with me. I was his blessing. Nobody in Atlanta, out of all them rich niggas, offered to do a movie with Curtis Snow after his movie until I came along and put him in 10 or 15 more movies. Now, Michael Dollar is putting him in a couple movies, but nobody was working with Kurt because he's a bum-ass nigga. I just overlooked his bumness and thought that I could...
Original JT was in Alabama in the projects giving all the single mothers $1,000. Original. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Like, man, when it come to these artists and giving back, like I told y'all when I had did my reaction video to when Young Dolph passed away, I would say if you got to give, it's only two people to me that I most definitely feel like deserve the humanitarian award. And that most definitely would be JT the Bigga, Figga, and Young Dolph. Young Dolph, what JT and Young Dolph done for the people and communities and families and these single mothers and these ladies and these poor, the less fortunate, man, you got to give it to them brothers. You got to. So out of all this good work, how JT been doing low key, you know, he been staying low key, been focused on his missions in Africa. He been focused on his family life, his wife, his kids and everything. You can see the brother, his transition. Ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? We all got a past. We talk about this on the pipeline all the time. We all have a past. But when a person going through transition and elevating and growth, why keep knocking a person down? JT haven't been worried about the United States in years. Like, he come through and stuff. He got land and property. But far as being caught up in all the chaos and drama, JT really been laying back and been laying low. He don't really deal too much with a lot of the industry dudes. So it was weird that Wack 100 got this huge platform now. We see you get into it with Charleston White 2 weeks ago. We see you get into it with people every other day. And then last night on Clubhouse, you just decide like, oh, we're going to talk about JT and how he played the game and this and that. It was just crazy. It was like, oh, he doing this, is doing that. It was like, wow, where that came from. I think anybody who's seen the Clubhouse, seen Clubhouse yesterday was caught off guard with how he totally came for JT out. It just went left and it was weird.
Check this independent game. He was so, if you look at his interviews, he was so bitter. But
it seems like every time somebody who trying to do good, it's always somebody trying to throw shade. Yes, original. Yes, original. You absolutely right.
Mercedes-Benz Sprinters, brand new shit off the floor. And Kurt, you ain't got nothing. He must be robbing you. But I never even did a deal for Triplex to rob him because I paid him for every movie he ever got in. But him doing them interviews showed me he was jealous the whole time because he watched my fame in the movies that me and him was doing. My character's sicker than his character. All he know how to do is kick a door and say, get on the ground, give me the money. I know how to make this shit entertaining. I know how to do a robbery better than him. Okay. I know how to talk that shit. I know how to put bitches in trunks and shit. Yeah. But Kurt right now, he not the same person that I met in 2013, in 2000.
You know what? And y'all keep in mind what he's saying about Curtis Snow. This was, like I said, almost a year ago. JT and Kurt, I believe, had squashed their little differences and whatnot. I don't think, I don't think it was where they was at last year. I think their relationship has, kind of soothed and over. I think they had squashed their differences or whatever. I think they actually got some other projects they got going on, I want to say. Now, I don't know if that was past project work that JT had and released. I don't know that. I'm not going to speak on that. Only thing I'm speaking on, this interview was, like I said, almost a year ago. And this was at that time how he was feeling about the situation. This a whole nother year now, almost a year now. So y'all keep that in mind. But a lot of the stuff with Wack, with the game and the stuff with Zaytoven and the Migos, him working, showing the Priority Records thing, the Get Low Records, he talked about all of that on the pipeline. JT, I was just having a conversation with somebody about that. It hurts you because you love these people, but sometimes you gotta let people go because they're not the same person who they was 10 years ago or 8, 9 years. People is changing. It ain't that you wish them no bad, but when you outgrow and you moving forward, you gotta let the people you love the most go if it ain't going nowhere mentally. You know what I'm saying?
So he waited till I got to Africa to express himself. Cause when I was there and we fell out, I shot them niggas blocked up. And them niggas ain't never did nothing about it. So for him to talk crazy when I'm gone, like he ran me somewhere, I'm like, bro, I had a destiny. I had a date with destiny. If you look at my life in Africa, you could tell something was pre-programmed about this. Because how do I get to a country or a continent that don't even speak English and become a successful land developer, a successful nigga making good money from the comfort of Africa? That ain't accidental. I listen to what God told me. Time of living this American street nigga shit is up.
Y'all go over there and check out JT on Trapflix and see what he doing in Africa. Y'all go check him out. He on YouTube too.
Trapflix TV is my channel on YouTube, and I got over 1,000 videos since I've been in Africa. So anybody who think anything different, all the evidence, I'm a smart nigga. I videotape my life. I got receipts. I got receipts on feeding the people of Atlanta, feeding the people of California, now feeding the people and in Birmingham and in New Orleans and Chicago, but now. Shout
out to the original who just bought a JT he gave out $1,000 per single mother in Alabama. Shout out to the original who just comment, because you just comment that. You just said that. And he just exactly said the same thing in Alabama when he was there. Shout out to you. JT, you the only. Now this is the part where I kind of was messed. Like I said, this was my first major interview. So I learned a lot about this interview, just like I learned a lot about blogging with me being in only a little bit over a year. I overtalked JT like crazy. And like looking back at it now, I'm like, I should have let him get that out. I should have. But it's all part of growing. Trial and error. I'm learning. But so far, the interview was going good. But I did catch myself when I overtalked him like 3 times. And the stuff he was saying was important. I was like, I messed up. I should have let him finish that out. But something I got to learn from. Let's finish it out, y'all. Let's go. Hit the like button for me if you in here. Nigga, I felt like in the whole industry that could go to any hood by yourself and still come out untouched. Ain't nobody did it.
Yep.
You could go in any hood by yourself. Any hood by yourself. We watched you do it on television. You recorded every city, every state you went, and you ain't do nothing but show love. And they gave you love everywhere you went.
That's why I'm trying to say, like, that right there alone got the jealousy of people and the envy. Then a lot of people that run with these stories because they seen somebody saying, oh, well, JT this, JT that. But if you look at my actions, nigga, my actions ain't a robber or a scammer or a bum or a beggar. JT got fucking money. How the fuck this nigga do everything? He pay for everything himself. I don't sell dope. I don't got a job. My parents ain't rich. I don't got a big homie funding me. I don't got a manager. In 30 years, I ain't never had a manager. I'm one of the smartest independent niggas in the world. When it comes to this independent game shit. I know how to make something happen from scratch. God blessed me with a gift to know how to make something happen with nothing. With nothing. I know how to make it happen with nothing and nobody with me.
So do you think, JT, so do you think having a hustle is a... Hold on, y'all. That boy, did y'all hear that boy JT said, I'm a bounce back specialist? Did you? I kind of cut him off. He was like, yeah, I did it on my own. I'm a bounce back specialist. Talk your shit then, JT. Here we go. Let's go. Now, this is the next question, y'all. The very important question. Because I ask many of people this that I know. Don't matter what age you is, what race. I ask people this all the time. What do you think is more important? Watch this.
Gift or a talent?
Do you think having a hustle is a gift or a talent? Anybody that's watching this, ask yourself that. Do you think having a hustle is a gift or a talent? This is JT's response.
I want to say it's a gift for those who born with it. I want to say it's a talent that you can learn and develop going through life struggles. I want to say mamas across the world is the number one hustlers, because how did a single parent woman with no man in the house take care of 3-4 kids and they all come out on top?
Facts.
Mamas across the world, they got it.
Shout out to all the mamas this morning. Shout out to all the mothers this morning. Y'all keep your head up. Keep going. Keep going.
I didn't say fathers, because I need a father blueprint. I'm gonna say mamas. So I can say that my dream of trying to make it big, mixed with the knowledge from Minister Farrakhan, who taught me more about God's plan, letting the devil plan go. That's how you activate your God-given talent. If you choose to sell dope more than develop your talent, then you're going to be stuck selling dope. That's why you got niggas 30 and 40 been selling dope since they were 15, because that's all they know. And they can't blame that on nobody. Nigga, you didn't try to learn nothing else. You didn't try to start a car wash business, nigga, a food catering business, a cleaning service, anything. You liked it, the dope money. That was a trick from Satan off for these niggas dope. The white man made sure that let's take the job, and we could build up our prison business. Then they started the record companies, hire rappers that's gonna talk about murder, mayhem, fuck them bitches, fuck them hoes, kill them niggas. Let's make them popular. So every rapper coming behind them, they will want to be like that. And that's why you see every video of all the young up and coming rappers, 90% of them is with their homies with the guns, not knowing one of these niggas finna kill you.
Exactly. Hello.
Because you know you too young.
That part.
Young to know. See, I watched the Jay-Z interview with Warren Buffett, and one thing stuck out. Warren Buffett told Jay, the man asked him, well, Warren, how did you learn all this shit? He said, well, first of all, my father was a banker. So I go to the office as a kid, and I've been.
So when it come to Wack 100 conversation and JT's conversation, who y'all gonna sign? Who y'all gonna line up with when it come to business? Because we ain't gonna take nothing from Wack when it come to business. When it come to business, he got his hand in a lot of different things. You can't take that from him. But when it come to actually teaching, investment, entrepreneurship, percentages, who would you rather walk in? Who would you rather stand side by side with, JT or Wack? Because the stuff JT talks about in the education and the tools that he give the people, I don't think Wack 100 conversation or mentality can hold a stick to JT when it comes to this independent game, when it comes to the business deals on many different levels. It just seemed like JT is more involved with more things than Wack. Wack talk about a lot of game bag and Pyru this or Pyru that, or Tekashi 6ix9ine. When it comes to educating the people or giving back to the people, we can't roll with Wack 100 on that when it comes to these communities and building the people and being there for the people. So really, what is his platform for? Is it just to interview artists, or is he here to keep up a lot of chaos and confusion? I don't know. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm an outsider looking in like we all is. Because I didn't hear Wack 100 name ringing as many bells as JT name has rung over many a years. Now, we know Wack go back with the Suge Knight and all that, but back then, who knew who he was? Unless you was from LA, I would say. I mean, am I wrong or what? Did y'all know who Wack was back in the Death Row days with Suge Knight and all them? Because I didn't know. I didn't know.
And I knew I wanted to be like my father. And in 1930, with the Great Depression, he was able to capitalize off of that because America became a capitalistic society. So therefore, he learned that from his father. Then they asked Jay-Z, well, how did you do it? He said, well, shit, man, I ain't started no teenager, man. I was in the street life doing, street nigga shit. And at 26, when I did take my music serious at 26, I was able to express more elements that wasn't being expressed in the rap game.
I know y'all gonna try to.
Teens still doing that, and that is a curse for the black rappers right now. That the lifestyle is getting them killed before they can even make it to 40. Like King Von getting killed, Nipsey Hussle getting killed. Nipsey Hussle got killed in front of his store, in front of his daughter.
I still don't understand that. That's crazy to me. Like, still thinking about that.
But think about it. He was neighborhood 60 to the death. And he literally died neighborhood 60 to the death. But the lifestyle that he lived, no matter how positive he was, he didn't apply the shit that he knew from the streets. I could never be standing out here without a nigga strapped. If I can't have a pistol, a nigga with me is supposed to be right here. Because at any moment, another nigga could whip up.
Facts.
Popping that fire. That's how life go.
Man, that's just sad.
And look.
And then Pop Smoke, and then they took Pop Smoke out. I'm like, no, not Pop Smoke too.
No, but Pop Smoke, though, was living a street nigga life. Pop Smoke was promoting gang culture, but he didn't think that the gang that he was talking shit to in New York could actually, be able to connect and reach him way in California.
Yeah.
He's too young to understand that part. This the gang you beefing with, the GDs, them niggas is in every state. So if you're not gonna understand it from that perspective, then he was too deep into it. And then he became popular very fast. And that's what put him in a position where them niggas wanted him regardless of however it go. We gotta kill this nigga first opportunity.
Yeah, that's how that went.
Somebody within his crew, let them niggas come in the side door. Period. There's nowhere around that.
You know what, JT? I was covering the Mo 3 case for a minute, and it's just crazy how they killed him on the freeway and gunned him down like that at noonday traffic, broad daylight. That had to be one of the most craziest stories.
Actually though, in every video he did, he had a machine gun with him. But the day that he leaving this girl house, he didn't bring it with him. That's why I never left my house without a gun.
Yeah.
Because a gun really can't save you. God will save you. But if you already living a street life and you was part of some shit that some other niggas did, bro, then you gotta conduct yourself from the morning to the night as if, nigga, the shit could go down. And that's the mistake of rappers who having fun with their rap, but it's always somebody who remember what you did that's plotting. They plotting. Man, they plotting.
Every time. They always plotting.
They never not plotting. That's what beef is. Beef is that you never could put your guards down with your kids going to Walmart. Mm-hmm. Imagine me having to go to Walmart with my wife and children, and I give my wife the Glock to home, so she could have it on the passenger side. I'm driving. I got the other machine gun on my lap. We got our kids in the back, and I say, babe, I'd rather go to jail than let some niggas catch us.
JT, you know what? I used to always be like, man, JT better be careful with that camera going in all them hoods. Like years ago and stuff, you be like, damn, he be going in all them hoods with that camera. What has your experience been like traveling the world in all these different neighborhoods with your camera? What has that experience been like for you?
Was that or was that not a good question? Because we have seen JT. That's what I'm saying. The stuff JT has done, I don't think Wack 100 could do. JT has been in these neighborhoods and these projects and these ghettos all around the world with this camera. So I think that was a good question that the people have wanted to know. Like, how is that? Because we know what happened with the Zach TVs and doing all these interviews and taking your camera into these unknown territories. The outcome don't always end too good, right? So that was a good question that I felt like I wanted to ask. So back to the Clubhouse interview. I don't think Wack 100 can pull the stuff JT pulled in these neighborhoods.
That was my life story that nobody would believe that I did all this shit if I don't record it. That's why I always recorded everything. That's why, because I'm a filmmaker. That's why Trap Flicks, I am Trap Flicks. That shit means something. I took it from Netflix because Kurt got robbed. I would have never started Trap Flicks if Kurt didn't get robbed by Netflix.
Okay.
So Kurt played a big part in it. That's why I would have never cut Kurt out. He just left before the success. We had made a lot of success, but he got tired of hearing my name ringing in his hood. I came to the bluff by myself, nigga, turned up. That's not normal.
No.
By the time niggas, whoever wanted to start hating, it was too late. I done made millions of dollars already. I done bought my mama houses, my wife houses, my son houses. I done bought acres of land. It's too late. Hey man, West Side Atlanta, Zone 1. That is
JT the field mode, he's on top of his game. Absolutely original Johnson.
A whole block, was it a whole neighborhood or a whole block in Atlanta you brought?
There we go. JT is in Atlanta now. I asked this question almost a year ago. Would you ever go back to Atlanta? Did you buy a whole block? JT got property. Yeah, I bought a whole block. I got this. He breaks it down. So that's why when the Clubhouse interview hit last night, JT went live today. I said, oh yeah, well, I might as well pull up my interview with JT because everything they both said, JT has discussed this thing, which make me feel like what JT talking about is solid and authentic. It ain't nothing fake in his story. Even with the scamming allegations, he broke everything down on how people feel this way, that way. So over the years, his story has never changed. So is that Wack trying to shit on JT for over the game, or is this just like, I just don't understand the whole interview? I don't know if Wack 100, they was exposing what they thought some stuff about JT, but my whole point in doing the recap on the interview is that his story has never changed. Everything Wack was talking about, JT pulled up on the pipeline and talked about it. So it was like the story has never changed.
I bought a back dead street block and I bought a whole building that's a project and I filmed all my movies in it. I had no intentions of ever fixing it up. I just knew I'd sell it at a certain point.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That way niggas nobody in Atlanta could tell me that I'm not no West Side Atlanta nigga. Why? I own my first houses in West Side Atlanta, nigga. I don't care what nobody say, nigga. I will go to war about my house.
So JT, to all these people, all these guys that hustle and be on the blocks and claim all their neighborhoods and don't own shit in their neighborhood, what's some good advice you can give these boys that's on the block that claim they block? How can they go about buying or purchasing their block as a collective? Because some people ain't gonna never leave a block. Like, people love their blocks. Like, how can they go about purchasing their blocks?
Well, first of all, you want to purchase the block. And what's been proven is that all the niggas in these hoods, they don't fuck about owning the block. They just want to run the block. Right. So instead of owning the block, they'd rather run the block until the block get bought by somebody who run their ass off the block.
Exactly. That's right.
And y'all, 1 second, let me stop it right there. Because what made me ask that question, because we know a lot of these guys that's in the hood or whatever, and even if they gangbang or not, let's just say, for instance, a lot of them have nice finances or have a big bag, whether if it's through they hustle money or whatever they doing. So a lot of people's always talk about, I'm going to give back to my community. I'm going to build the community up. And a lot of these guys do buy properties in their neighborhood. So I would just wanted some key tips for the people who, you know, it's a lot of guys that's trying to change their life, but they still in the streets. They got the money, but they don't know what to do with their money. So everybody don't want to be in the music industry. Everybody don't know how to go about buying a house. Everybody don't know how to go about buying land. So I just asked him from his perspective, how would you feel about, like, give the people some tips on how they could, some people don't have education, but they have money. They want to flip their money, double their money, get out the dope, that they don't know how. So what was a good question on how people can invest back into their communities or buy property in their communities or build little centers or whatever, or put a bag together collectively? I mean, it's a lot of different things that as people, we come together, we could do and accomplish in these communities.
That's called gentrification right there.
Exactly.
Gentrification that happened in San Francisco first. In my neighborhood, Phil, and don't nobody probably really know this until I'm telling them. We had a man named Jim Jones that came in our
hold on, wait, let me see.
Garvey name, because this is what he was trying to do. Now I got Americans moving to Burkina. In the Bible is dude, man, you just came and built the water well for free, and now 500 to 1,000 people could use this water well every day now.
Right. That's wonderful. That's beautiful.
Then when I moved back, I built another water well in 2020, and then that's, I built that on my land, but all the villagers in the surrounding area, I say they could come use the water for free.
Come on, man. Did y'all hear what this man just said? That man had built 3-4 water wells on his own land. I don't think Wack 100 and JT is in the same. They on two different type of times. Who does that in another country? Who does that in another country, man? Shout out to JT, the Bigga Figga, man. Like, that's major. That's some hell of accomplishments right there. Just coming from where he come from, where people come from, that's why I say never give up on your dreams, regardless of what obstacles come your way. Determination, faith, and consistency will land you anywhere you want to be if you just don't give up. Because what this brother is doing over there, it's something epic. It's something epic. So let's finish it up, y'all. I'm going to go through it real quick.
Nice. That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Yeah, and that's where God knew what I was going to do, because he already programmed me to be like this. The people, and let me share this with you.
That boy is so motivation.
The story of Joseph, if you read the story of Joseph in Genesis, Minister Farrakhan taught us about that history repeat itself. Mm-hmm. What you're reading in the Bible is talking about us today, though. Some of the old stories, we about to relive them with new people in the positions of the Jesus, the Moses, the Muhammad, the Abraham. All of them people that passed on, it's another version of them right now.
It sure is.
And I come to find out, Joseph was happy because he had the vision. I wanted to shoot that nigga right on the spot. Instead, I knew that was the moment. And if you go through pain, you're supposed to get a benefit.
Right, that's great.
You're amazing. Because I already learned from Farrakhan. He say you got to make your pain pay you.
Yeah.
If you take a loss, your loss supposed to pay you. If you go through pain, you're supposed to get a benefit. So me, I said, well, let me grab my camera. I'm in the hospital and I ain't dead. They operate. Let me fucking film this shit. Nobody gonna believe I'm wild.
That's crazy. No. But that's the stuff people want to see, though, is raw. That's that raw footage. That a lot of people want to see stuff like that. It captures the people's attention. We just obsessed. I don't know if it's a death thing or just some gooey, gory shit, but people want to see that kind of shit.
Man, I just said the other night, I'm tired of people sending me videos of the murder shooting, but I always click it anyway. But I'm tired of seeing it. Yeah. Man, the next day when I just said this on my live, somebody had posted something on their page, and it's a nigga videotaping. This the second man in less than 2 weeks. The first man killed 2 white girls, and he's filming in that motherfucker with the dead body. This dumb nigga killed his.
Hey, y'all, shout out to the pipeline, y'all. Shout out to the pipeline. If y'all want to check out the whole interview, y'all go ahead and go down through my videos and go to the full interview with JT, the Bigga Figga pulling up. He talked about a lot of different things. I just skimmed through the interview because it was about an hour and a half, so I didn't want to hold y'all up with the whole interview. I just kind of wanted to give my recap video after I seen what's going on with Clubhouse and JT respond and Wack 100. I'm like, that's crazy, because what is the reason for them to pull JT back into the fire with all this stuff going on? Because when he was in Africa, no Wack 100, nobody even mentioned his name on these kind of platforms. Not saying his name never ring bells, I'm not saying that, but when he was in Africa, Wack 100 wasn't saying nothing about JT, but it seemed like the minute JT got back in Atlanta, it seemed like that's when his name got pulled in to create all this chaos and drama after he doing so good. And I just don't want to see JT get pulled in the fire because he been doing so good, but he got business to do here. He got business to do, property to run, kids to take care of. So I just don't I just hope it ain't a play being ran on Big Bro, man. But shout out to Big Figga, man. Thank y'all. Shout out to Big Fig, aka Fig Panamera. Shout out to JT, man. Like, y'all get your thoughts and comments on this video, because I just felt like that was weird, especially when JT was giving his video this morning and he was in the car with his son and had to address the accusations that they were saying on Clubhouse. And we seen how this story go with these with the entertainment and creating drama and chaos. And I just hope JT don't fall for it. I don't think he gonna fall for it, but we know how this internet work. We know how slander works. We know how people will take your videos and your images and twist it up and add stuff to it to say you beefing with it. And it don't even be that. The internet will create chaos. So y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. I will be coming with my COVID update tomorrow for day number 3. Subscribe to the channel for me, y'all. Please do that. Subscribe. Hit the like button for me. Hit the notification bell. If y'all want to email me any thoughts, ideas, anything y'all want to talk about, any new discussions, feel free to email me. PipelineNews2020 @gmail.com. Shout out to the Pipeline. Until next time, I'm out of here.